Hi, it's Martin and welcome to another video on my Knit365 YouTube channel. Today's video is a bit of a sit down and a catch up as per the last few videos where I'm just trying to record a little bit every week and share what I've been up to. Spoiler, I've not been up to much. Mark is here.
Hello.
Hello. He's not going to pay the Mark tax and come on camera because he's like, I haven't done my hair or had the shower. I know. It's currently Friday, the 14th of June, as I record this. This video will hopefully be going up on Monday. We've got a slightly different angle. Mark is making Welsh cakes for our friend's wedding. So Mark is usher, I am best man. Very excited. They're getting married tomorrow. They've been together like 20 years and Mark's making Welsh cakes. Wedding favours. So they are white chocolate. They're hearts. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. They are love hearts. Very cute. So white chocolate and fruit flavourings. I've just had a pineapple one. Oh, it's nice. And then traditional fruit ones. I think I mentioned this I mentioned that he was doing Welsh cakes in a previous video and people were like, what are they? They are traditionally a Welsh dessert snack. They are, if you imagine a scone, I say scone, not scone. This is a very weird angle, isn't it? Let me, there we go. Slightly better. Yeah, they're like a scone. Would you describe them?
Yeah.
So a scone or a scone that you have for afternoon tea is usually about yay high and they're made, I'm going to try and get this right now, flour and butter and sugar into breadcrumbs. Then you add an egg to bring it together into a pastry. Then you roll them out and then cut them. So he's cut his into little love hearts. We've got 3 different sizes of hearts. So he's done that as just a personal friend favour for the brides. So very exciting. So the flat smells very sugary, but yeah, he's currently bagging them up. So you might hear a bit of rustling in the background. So if you can, that is Mark. I do apologise. So it's currently Friday. We are going to the wedding venue this afternoon and then the wedding is tomorrow. So I'm recording this now, getting in early, and then you will get to see this on Monday. I have 2 new acquisitions to share with you and 1 new project that I've started of said acquisition. I found one of my old whips, which I mentioned a few videos ago that I couldn't find it. I found it and I haven't looked in it since like forever. So we need to open it and work out, am I going to stick with it or frog it? Because it's got an error in it. And I know it's got an error in it and I'm kind of thinking it was okay, I can just carry on. But now I'm not sure. We'll see. So I hope that you are all well. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button. Help me to grow my channel and my community of lovely Knit365ers. It is great to have you all here. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and giving me a bit more of your time. So let's get into the video. No finished objects. I said I need to do a bit of a sit down and a wrap up because I want to make plans for the summer. I feel like I want to do a bit of planning for what must I finish and how am I going to finish them between now and October when Vlogtober starts. Who thought we're talking about that already? And then the Mystery Knit Along shawl. So I feel like I need to make a list, a realistic list of things I want to finish. So that will be coming in a couple of videos time. We're also going on a day trip in 2 weeks time. Yeah, I don't know when that video will launch, but there'll be some sneak peeks, hopefully. More on that will be revealed. Stay tuned. So a couple of acquisitions to share that have arrived this week. Because I don't have any knitting to show you. So I mentioned my secret test knit last week, which I don't say like secret knit. Oh, look at me. Someone gave me a bit of a snarky comment. And I'm not doing it for that, but it explains that I have been knitting on something that I can't tell you. Because otherwise I'm going to record a video and go, I've got nothing to show you. And you're all going to be like, well, have you not been knitting? What have you been up to? It's like, I have been knitting. I've done a lot of knitting, but I can't show you it. So the reason I mentioned the super secret test knit was just to show you that I am still crafting. I just sadly can't show you at this moment, but soon there will be lots of pictures and videos and I can share what I've been up to. So we'll just leave it there. But I've only been working on that this week. Work has been, I was away with work. I don't know what's going on with my hand. I had 8 hours on the train. I did knitting on that project, and I then also had to end up doing some work, which is fine. I'm away with work, but sometimes I kind of take a bit of the train journey for me, early mornings, late nights. But it's just been a bit crazy. But I'm off today, so once I finish recording this, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do some knitting. So yeah, so the things that I planned in last week's video. This is why you're here, right, for the chaos. The things I planned in last week's video that I went, oh, I'm going to work on, I haven't worked on any of it, pretty much. Life gets in the way, and that's why I try and say, in these videos, it's just me being my genuine, authentic self, because we have all the grand master plans, and they sometimes don't come off. There we are. But I have things to show you, because I found the old whip, and I've got my acquisitions. So, the first acquisition, I haven't talked about these for a while. The latest Toft quarterly magazine has arrived. So this is a quarterly subscription where the UK company Toft, I'm a huge fan. If you've been here a while, you know that. They have a quarterly magazine that they usually have 5 crochet patterns and 5 knit patterns. And it comes out as a little subscription. So there are some great projects. We've got this super pom-pom hat that is really cute. Where's the one? We've got a fawn headband. That is really fun. I think my nieces would like something like that, maybe. And there's this really cute little jumper for a newborn. So it's a really good mix of patterns, and it usually follows a theme. So this one is more around animals. The reason I'm showing this off, because there is a really cute bag in here. So it's on the front cover. It's this frog. So it's actually a bag. I'm trying not to show off the pattern. So it's kind of an over-the-shoulder project, like just going out bag, and you can buy them as kits from Toft, and you get the zip and the eyes. And a few of you have got in touch and like, are you going to make them for the nieces? And I do kind of feel like, I'm not sure the oldest one has hit her Taylor Swift Swiftie stage. So I'm not sure that, I don't know, what do you reckon? Olivia would wear it, niece 2. I'm not sure Adriana, niece 1 would.
You could make it non-girly. You could make it in like a darker colour, so it's not like pink. Or
Could make a black frog with pink eyelash or something. I'd have to like goth the frog up. But yeah, so I thought that's arrived this week, and I might think about at some point having to go with the frog bag. But it is one of those, I couldn't make for one and not the other, so I'd have to make at least 2. The younger 2 are aged 2, so they're probably too young for the frog bag. So I'd have to make 2 of them if I was going to do it. Or at least give AD the offer. Yeah, we'll see. So that's arrived this week. 2 other things that arrived this week then, also crochet related, from Toft. So Toft have been doing a collaboration with I think it's a craft department store, independent art, design, crafts. It's called Fred Aldus, and this is a collaboration that Toft have done with Fred Aldus. So you can get these kits in store at Fred Aldus in Manchester, Leeds and Sheffield. And we have Ray the Manchester Terrier, which is super cute. And we also then have Morris, the tri-coloured Pembroke Corgi. So I've got the Morris kit. I've already opened it, hence the work in progress. And both of these, so the main shop, I think the first shop is in Manchester. So obviously this is the Manchester Terrier. And last weekend, Toft were in Manchester. Some of the team were there with Kerry. They had a giant one of these boxes that you could get inside the box and have a picture taken. And yeah, I couldn't get there. I really wanted to, but sadly couldn't make it work. But you can buy the kits online. And the reason I got the kit is because there are patches. We love a Toft patch here on this channel. So we have Morris and Ray were both at the shop for the launch, which was really fun to see them on social media. And I'm not really sure the backstory with Morris, but you can see here he has these wheels to replace his back legs. I don't know what happened as to why Morris has a wheel frame, whether he was born like that or whether he had an accident. But one of the unique things about Morris is that if you see pictures of him, he has a wheel frame attached to his back. So he walks around on his front two legs and then he has the wheels at the back. So what Toft have been able to create for Morris is this really cute corgi complete with walk-in wheel frame chair thing. And then it's the Fred Aldus and Toft patch. So I bought these because I love the patches and I'm a patch collector, and you could only get these patches during the with the kit. The kits are available only as an exclusive from Fred Aldus. You can't buy the kits from Toft or anywhere else. And the initial launch supply of the kits come with the exclusive patch. So there is the Morris patch, and should we open Ray? And then there is a Ray, the Manchester Terrier. So it was really cool to be able to get my hands on one of those and 2 more patches for the collection. I think I still am at the moment, I still have every patch, I think. I probably need to do a patch audit and check, but I think I've got every patch, which I know I'm incredibly lucky about being able to get them. But the more they do these like collabs, I'm like, oh, but what if it's a collab and I can't, like it's only an in-person patch, I can't get one. I'm trying not to think about it. There's going to be a day that I'm not going to be able to get a patch. But one night this week, I started Morris. You're going to be blown away by the progress that I've made. Look how much progress I made. So I've started. There was one night I came home from work and it was like 8 o'clock or something. By the time we'd had some food, I sat down on the sofa and I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. And so I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just do some simple crochet. So these are I think these are the front legs. Yeah, these are the front legs because the back legs have more of the camel colour. So that's it. So I might make some more progress on that now this weekend. I know I'm away at the wedding, but like tomorrow morning when we've got a bit of time before breakfast, if I wake up early, I can do a bit of crochet. I have nearly finished my super secret test knit. So that will be nearly done, hopefully today. So I'm gonna get that finished. But I know starting lots of new projects is not helping me focus on finishing things before October. Hey ho, right? It'll all get done. It'll all get done. I need my t-shirt from Sandy again that'll say, it'll all get done. It will all get done at some point. I probably won't start Ray though. I will just do Morris. I think it'd be like a quick crochet project. So hopefully we'll have a finished object next week. Maybe I'll, right, Mark? I want to finish Morris by next week, so please can you keep me accountable? He's very good. I'm very and get distracted very easily, as I'm sure you've realised if you have been here for a while. Mark is very methodical and organised. It works very well. And he's very good at sometimes I'm sitting on the sofa, he's like, are you not crafting tonight? I'm like, oh, but I'm tired. He's like, do something. I'm like, okay. So can you please help to keep me accountable?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, so whip. So this whip is a long-standing whip. So this is living in this honeycomb bag by Gemma of the Little Grey Girl. So I have some wool from Ted of Ted Knits, and it is this gorgeous rusty birch colour. So it's basically, you'll see it in a moment, it's grey with all these little rust speckles on them, and it is amazing. And this shawl is the Herbivore shawl. It's a pattern by Stephen West of West Knits. And I've not made bad progress on it. So this is it. Now I'm trying to make sure that I don't like drop it off the needles. It's hard to show you. So this is the center panel. So I think the shawl started here. It starts at the bottom. Center panel here. And we've got these increased eyelet rows. And then the twisted, there's this twisted rib section. And then the wingtips also have this section repeated. But the shawl shape, you can roughly see it will come here and then it comes down into a point on both sides. So I haven't made bad progress when I was working on it, but I haven't made a lot of progress. And I feel like now, I think this was one of the first times I'd ever done increases and eyelet rows. So I think I was a little bit slower, if I recall, when I was doing it. I wasn't, and I want to say I bought this yarn at the very first Unravel Festival I went to, so would have been before COVID. So I've probably had this yarn 5 years, maybe 6 years. And I want to say I started this project quite quickly after I bought the yarn, because that was at the point in time in my knitting journey when I didn't have double figure whips. So the reason I delayed and I stopped working on this is this section here. So where is it? Okay, you might not, I'm not wearing the right color t-shirt to show this off. So let me try and do this. So here you can see, this is the central panel. And we have the eyelet rows that come up the middle, and then the twisted rib sections come off it. And what you can see here is it messes up. So here at the very top, I'm really trying to hold it still so that I can show you. So here, I tell you what, bear with, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to put you on the floor so I can lay it out and then I can show you it properly. Okay, now we're on the floor, you can now see it. So if you see this central panel here, I know you've already spotted it, there it is. Look at that. Woo. So here we've got this panel, and you can see the eyelet holes, and then the twisted rib grows out of that central spine. And this, because it's called the herbivore shawl, it's based on the structure of a plant, where you have the spine and then the decoration comes off the back. Now, I did something, obviously, not really understanding what I was up to. And I said, honestly, this was about 5 years ago. So I kind of realized when I was up by here, I think, that this had happened down here. And I now don't know what to do. So you've now seen that bit. I'm going to go back to the tripod and then we'll talk. So there you've seen it. So I don't know what to do, because I think I got up to this bit, saw the mistake, got completely deflated and put it in the naughty corner, not really sure what to do or how to fix it. Mark just said, what happened? I went, I don't know. Like, I've obviously misread the increase because you've got a single stitch in between the stitch markers, and I've just done something wrong. I feel like having made a number of Stephen shawls now since, because I want to say maybe I did the MCal and I made Starflake, and then I think I did this was going to be my second shawl. But now having done the last 5, I think, MCals, I feel like I'm a much better knitter. Now, part of me was, when I did my whips a few years ago and I kind of challenged myself, I went through a lot of my works in progress. I think I thought I'm just going to leave it because it's part of my growth and my journey. And at the end of the day, the shawl will then get worn. When it gets worn and it's around my neck, no one's going to know that that's in the wrong place. But now I've seen it again, I don't know. I don't think my knitting skills are clever enough to fix. I definitely can't fix it by laddering down. That's not going to happen. I can take it off the needle and I can rip it back to say here, but I'm not sure then I'm confident enough to pick it up with the increases. I feel like I've got 2 choices. I rip it out completely and I start again, which I think I'm happy to, because I do really like the yarn. Now I'm seeing the yarn again. It's really lovely, this lovely grey colour with these little flecks of rusty copper. I really do love the yarn, and I think I kind of saw the yarn and it was, that's the perfect yarn for that project I had in mind. It was also in the days when I went to yarn shows with a list of things that I would quite like, whereas now I'm just like an uncontrolled child at a buffet. I'm just like, I want that and that. And so I feel like this was a considered purchase as well, that I'm really happy with this yarn. So it feels like it's either going to be one of those that I can just live with. And isn't there something about, what's the technique in Japan when they put an error in something on purpose because nothing is meant to be perfect, so they...
What you're thinking of is, in Japan, if you break a cup or a vase, you then paint the cracks in gold to show the imperfections of putting it back together. I
don't know if you can hear him because he's slightly off camera. In Japan, if they break something, you fill the crack in with gold to show that it's been... where the imperfection was, and you kind of highlight the imperfection. And I think at the point now, in my head, if you'd asked me about this shawl, I think I was in the space that said, I'm just going to leave it. And it's part of my growth and part of my journey. And on that shawl, you'll be able to see the weird line where I messed up. And I've obviously fixed it since, because the weird line is down here and then this straight line up here continues. But I don't know now, because I'm not necessarily that far through. Like, I've done a fair bit of knitting on it, but it's not... like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I ripped it out and started again. Albeit I have got a lot of other projects. So it would then be a case of, I started again, how much progress would I make on it? But then equally, I just don't know. So I feel like, answers on a postcard, please. I'm not necessarily sure this is going to be one of those, you folks vote and I'll do what you say. I kind of feel like I would really appreciate your thoughts. Has this happened to you before? If I carry on with it, because I'm obviously on the fence, right? So if I'm on the fence and I'm undecided, if I carry on, will I end up not wearing it because it won't be correct? Or, like, has that happened to you, that you've ploughed on regardless and then you kind of lose a bit of love for the project? Or do we think I can get over it and just rip it back? Get over the disappointment of losing this? I don't know. This is why I quite like exploring these these old whips with you folks, because some of you have some really good suggestions. Some of you are probably going to say, rip it back, fix it. I'm just not sure. I just don't know where I would begin to, like, I can't even put a lifeline in. I wouldn't know where to start. So I honestly don't think fixing it is an option. It's either going to be live with the weird line. And ultimately, I guess it's a 2-skein shawl, so it would be quite big. So as long as I don't mess it up again, you would...
Start again.
Are you team start again?
Yeah.
Right.
If you can't fix it, go all the way back to the beginning, rip it back and reknit it.
Okay, Mark, I knew you'd say that because you're an only child perfectionist. Mark is saying rip it back. See, but already now I've just said Mark is rip it back and I've pulled a face because I'm not sure I want to rip it back.
Well, you can't, you just said you can't fix it. So you either plough on and make do, or you rip it back and redo it.
Yeah.
You've only got two. You're going to go one or two ways.
I know, I basically got two chances. I rip it back or I carry on. But now I'm really excited about this project again. Now I've seen it because of the yarn by Ted, of Ted Knits, who did something for my collaboration, my Pride collaboration. Right, answers below. Please let me know, help me with my dilemma. What should I do? Based on your experience, are you team frog it or team live with it? Help me, please, thank you. That's all I've got for this video. So a bit of a short one. Are you coming to say hi?
No.
No. Oh, he's come to get his Welsh cakes back. He came over and I was like, are you coming on? Like, no, he's gone to get his Welsh cake. Yeah, so thank you very much for being here and stopping by. Next week, I've got a week at home. And we've got nothing on next weekend. Are we doing anything next weekend? No. Oh my. Right, so I'm hoping next week's video, let's do towards the end of June. Next week's video, because I'm home all next weekend, we will do what are we going to finish before October? We'll get all those projects out and we'll talk about them and we'll make a plan. So we'll do that next week. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll make some progress. I might have a finished object to share with you next week. We will see. But thank you very much for being here as always. I love putting the time aside to chat to you folks. It's really lovely to read all the comments, and yeah, thank you for all of your support as always. The Pride draw is open still and will be until the 30th of June. I'll pop the links in the description box below. If you haven't yet participated and you want to get in, there's still plenty of time. We are now over £4,000, which is amazing. So we're still trickling ahead, and hopefully my new revised stretch plan of £5,000, which would be a phenomenal amount of money to be able to donate to the Terence Higgins Trust by the end of the month, will be amazing. So thank you to everyone that has joined in, supported on Instagram, liked, shared. Yeah, thank you so much for your support. So I'm going to help Mark now label all of the Welsh cakes, and then we're going to get ourselves off for the wedding. I'll maybe put a photo in next week of us looking smart, hopefully in our suits. So yeah, have a great week, whatever you are up to. Of course, you're not watching this until Monday. The wedding will have happened by this point, and I'll hopefully be knitting away eagerly. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Have a lovely week. I will speak to you next week, and until we speak again, happy crafting.